Hey y'all, what's up? Listen, that original six at the end when Kimmy gave her announcement to the group, I like that. I like that they're having a good time, they enjoy each other. I like to see that. That's why I enjoy Love and Marriage Huntsville because those six, they have a friendship, they get together, they have a conversation, adult conversations and everything. It just got so schooled up with all this drama and stuff like that. But I like seeing things like that because it was so positive, peaceful, emotional a little bit. But that's something I like to see. Check it. Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Mizzle. You watching my channel Mizzle14, and I'm here doing a review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 5, Episode 14. They need to end. It's getting dragging on. It's dragging. They need to end this real quick so we get to the reunion. I'm sorry. All this episode is just tiring. All right, but let's get to it. So the episode is called So Much Disrespectful. No, So Much Disrespect. That's what it's called. And I was like, this episode was okay. Like I said, the end scene was my favorite scene of the episode. Everything else was just blah. Everything was blah. So I was sitting here watching it. So I was trying to give it a conversation. I ain't gonna try to make this review too long because I normally would do this in a live setting, but since I couldn't do it on live yesterday, I decided to do the pre-recorded videos. All right, let's get to it. So Marcel and Tisha had a date night. Date night, date day, whatever it is. It was a date conversation. It was a date activity for those two. And they were sitting there in black, having a little drink. And then Marcel proceeded to tell Tisha that he had invited Mel to Black to have a conversation. Now, they could have had it in a different day, but Mel decided to reach back to him and say, listen, I can come today. Right? Tisha was upset about that. She had why you invited her, what's going on, what's up, and everything. And now, based on the preview last week, we would say Tisha had a visual reaction of hearing Mel's name. Now, watching the episode, she didn't have that much visual reaction, but she still reacted by hearing Mel. And after hearing the whole context of the whole situation, I do understand both sides of things and everything. I do understand that teacher might feel so slighted because you could have gave me a heads up. You could have told me and everything. Why you texting her without me letting me know that you text her and everything? That's disrespectful. You let me know because she called me an enemy. So why you meet up with her and everything? She's my enemy. So you should have let me know and all stuff like that. My thing is, this is what I did. It was not on Tisha's side a little bit. I understand Tisha what she was saying about the text and letting me know, give me a heads up and everything. Because yeah, she should have given me a heads up. You should have let me give me a heads up. If we're gonna have a date night and I know we're supposed to be up together and you have other plans, besides our having a date night, then you need to tell me that. So I won't be ambushed or I won't be shocked or surprised to see the person coming. Now, Tisha, if you saw gun ho about Melody saying that you was an enemy, right? If you go home by saying that. Now, mind you, I don't think she really said enemy. She said you just talked to someone I don't like. But that's what Destiny was saying about enemy. That's what Destiny told Tisha that Melody called her enemy. And I would say, no, she said you talked to someone who I don't like right now at the moment. But if it was, whatever. If she said enemy, she said enemy. It is what it is. It's so many episodes. I really gonna think of damn. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Tisha and Mel are a little cordial status, and they're not really good friends right now. So it is what it is. But if you so gun ho about Melly calling you that, then why did you go to the trip? Why? You could have declined. Because at the end of the day, that wasn't a forced scene for you. You just wanted to show up so you could see what's going on, so you could be nosy and see if Martell and Melody are trying to get back together. That's where you go. Because at the end of the day, you didn't have to go. You was on a trip the whole weekend with your husband and your kids, and had your own vacation. Y'all just both happened to be in Florida. So you could have said, no, what, Martell? Or Marcel could have told Martell and say, you know what? Nah, we're gonna stay together. We're gonna stay where we at. Y'all have a good time. We see you back in Huntsville. Of course, Marcel told you. So you could have declined. You said, nah, I ain't going. If you felt that strongly. If you feel so strongly about Mel calling your enemy, and you don't like that, then we called you, so we don't have to do these things or something like that. Then why go on their trip? Because Martell invited you? You could have said no. If you felt that way about it. The other day, I would have been around her. And even if it was a trip, I would say, no, I ain't going. I'm not going. So that's on you, girl. Now, I understand Marcel should have gave you a heads up. He could have told you. Now, it sucks that he told you right when you're about to have your date activity, which I kind of like think messed up. Like, if we having a date, why are you bringing this up now? But I don't think he knew. I don't think he thought that teacher would have had this reaction. And then he said, jealous. I would never be jealous of anybody. Don't even say that I'm jealous of them. I was like, oh, okay. If you don't say you jealous, it is what it is. Teacher said she ain't jealous. I don't really care. Because at the end of the day, y'all know I really don't care about Teacher Marcel like that. So it is what it is. She said she ain't jealous. It is what it is. It's a form of respect. You should let me know. Why are you doing this? And she called me an enemy and also like, we just called you. And then so Marcel was getting upset. And he said, you're not listening to him. And she said, I didn't listen to you. You're not listening to me. They both wasn't really listening to each other. They were both trying to get their points across. I mean, Tisha does hold to Marcel's words more than he holds to her words and everything. So he got upset. He walked out. They come back because he said he wanted to have sit down with Melody to give her a follow-up or let's give her a heads up. If he says something else online, that she'll know and she won't be blindsided by what was said. And that's what the conversation about. Just give her a follow-up and go forward. So she was done with the date night. She said, you know what? I don't got time. I'm going to get the kids and we'll spend the rest of the day with the kids. It is what it is. And so he finally met up with Melody. And the conversation wasn't even with that. Melody said, so what part of this conversation had to do with me? Did he say anything about me? Because he was saying things about the mother and the kind of relationship and all stuff like that. Now, Mel didn't want to hear it. She said, if it's not about me, it's not something I can respond to. So I'm a responder, not initiator. So what is something I could respond to? Marcel said, well, I wanted to let you know. You could have said, thanks, Marcel, for letting me know, give me a heads up and everything. And then I would say, you welcome, and all stuff like that. And she was sitting here looking at him. She said, listen, if I would knew this was a conversation, I wouldn't even have came. I would have had to politely decline if he would have sent me a text of the subject matter of this conversation. Because at the end of the day, she said she don't really know no Mark like that. Only met him twice in her life, and that's what it is. But then again, Melody, if she would have said something about your mom and stuff like that, I probably would understand. I probably would have listened and see what he said and get the information. Not say, oh, if it's not about me, I ain't going to talk about it. I said, it was about your mother. I would have said, what the hell she said? Or what he said about my mom. What was it? But I understand she wasn't engaged. She said, listen, I'm not doing this. And I said, okay. So now Marcel said his hands is clean. He tried to warn her. He gave her a heads up. Now, if he says something else on social media and everything about it, I'll let you know, and my hands are clean. So I had nothing else to do with this. I said, all right, you did what you had to do. It is what it is. Like, so Martell was trying to find a venue for his launch event for his wine, Inez. And he did one in Atlanta when he took invited only the guys and none of the ladies could come. And they had ladies there. But that was that. And, his uncle got upset about not mentioning his mom, or at least talked about his mom and everything about the expiration for your wine, which I don't understand, because at the end of the day, if you're going to name the wine after her, why you name the wine after your grandmother? What's so significant about your grandmother? Give us a little background story to why it inspired you to name the wine after her. That would be a great speech. Remember Atlanta, he had no prepared speech. It's like that. Now, hopefully he have a prepared speech next time. But it seems like Martell don't really like talking in front of crowds like that, especially putting on the spot. He can talk, but not to the point of a big crowd watching him, because it seems like he get nervous. He get really nervous. And based on the preview of next week, he said he gonna get nervous again. So I was like, Maybe he's not that good at public speaking, which everybody's not really. It takes skill and craft to public speak. It seems like he's nervous about that, so he will come in his words, get things, get like a little emotional ticks here and there, or like or laugh about himself, and do this, calm down, start over, all that. So he went out to see go to see some venues with Chris Fletcher because Chris Fletcher, I said his name right, Fletcher, Chris Fletcher, all right, CF. He went to see CF, and because CF has some real estate thing, he knows things, so he go out. So they went to this place, and Martell said this place is too rustic for him. He wanted a more elegant place because he said Atlanta was elegant and he wanted the same feel. But I said maybe Huntsville is not Atlanta, so you may not have that same thing. It's all about the decorum. You could take any place that you have, if the decorum was right, it could elevate the space. Because most space you get is only like open up space, so the decorum fills up and make up the atmosphere of what it is. Now, some avenues might have nice carpets, nice walls, and everything, but the tables, all that stuff like that, you got to set it up how you want it. How you gonna have it decorum? What's your decorative style of the event? What's the color scheme? The table seating, all that stuff comes into play. So, is that the place are you buying for, or the decorum? Because if you want a place that already have established stuff and everything, you get that all packaged deal. You have to spend money. Or you can rather spend all your money on the decorum than the place itself. So he got to find another place. He said this place is not for him. So it's okay, fine. But even I would look at that. I would say, oh, that wouldn't look that right. But it is what it is. So then he talked to Chris about his trip and how things move forward with Melody. And Chris was like, oh my God. Now, Chris was one of the people who thought that it could be hope for them, Mel and Martell, to get back together. I said, y'all need to stop that fantasy. It's not happening again. It's not happening. She moved on. It is done deal. Finito. And I didn't even want to even. If I were Melody, I wouldn't even go back either. I wouldn't. No. I divorced. It was divorced. It's final. You'll have to be co-parenting for the children, and that's what it is. Period. Period. All right. So Chris said he needs to talk to Marceau because he needs to sit down with him because he wants to clear up some things about what was said about him being an alibi or being with Marceau at the Atlanta. Remember that whole picture that Miss Wanda showed Tisha, and Tisha saw the picture and she went to confront Marceau about it? Because I believe, and Tisha believe, and everybody know in the world believe that was his back. Now I said Tisha, the most persons who could recognize that's his back. And I look like his back himself. His head ended that looked like it. Now I'm not his wife, but I feel like it was his back. So she would know, right? So she confronted him, and he said he was a friend and everything. And he said his friend he was with was Chris Fletcher. So Chris said, listen, I was in Atlanta. I was there for only 2 hours. I left Atlanta about 4:30. So whoever he was with at that time, taking a picture of his back and everything, that was after me and him met. So I wasn't still with him because Marceau made it seem like he was with Chris Fletcher all that time, all day in Atlanta, the whole time. But Chris said, no, I was only there for 2 hours and I left. So I was not there for the rest of the night. So whoever took that damn picture of his back, somebody took it. I said, and that's his back? At the end of the day, that's his back. It is that he was there. So what is it? So I was like, get out my face, y'all. Get out my face. At the end of the day, Marceau know he did something, and it is what it is. Now everybody saying, well, if y'all can't produce overseas, stop shutting up. I said, it is what it is. I don't care about overseas either. Because at the end of the day, I don't believe that he was all faithful either. Him, Martell, Maurice, they all did something. They all did something. They around the same clique. They all did something. Whether it's going to come out or not, it is what it is. Do y'all really need the proof? Because y'all going to believe it that he did it. Because I don't believe Marceau was always innocent or true faithful. Now, he probably not got caught like Martell did. But I believe he dibble dabble. And now this picture of his back, wherever he was at, what the hell you was doing? Who took the picture? You didn't take it yourself. So it is what it is. Let's move on to what else? Yeah, I said about the marijuana. So that was even nothing. At the end of the day, she was saying, okay, we move forward. It is what. So Marcel decided to cook for Kimmy. Now it was a surprise for Kimmy because Kimmy's like the glue to a lot of the groups and they all love her. So it was a surprise that Marcel and they started to cook. I said, oh, look at Marcel cooking for the Kimmy. That Tisha was like society. She said, look at Marcel cooking. I don't get this Marcel like that. Cause so she barely get Marcel to cook in the house like that. But he would cook for Kimmy. And he cooked some nice food. It was some nice spaghetti. Something simple, something quick. And I love that. I would say that. I would like to get some spaghetti and make some sausages and everything. That's what I would probably make on Mondays like that. Some spaghetti with some meatballs and sausages. Oh, I would do that. And yeah, so he made that. And I need Maurice help though. And they're going to have the dinner for the original 6. The Holtz, used to be Holtz, and Melanie Martell, and then the Scotts, Tisha, Marcel, and Maurice, and Kimmy. So that all got there. Tisha and Marcel was there first because Marcel was cooking, and they was having a conversation. And Tisha said, "Oh, we would travel a lot." I said, "Oh, so you travel a lot?" I said, "Yes, that's cute and all. Y'all did all this Pentecosta, whatever the Pensacola where y'all went to. I already give it in Pensacola. Y'all went to Miami. Y'all went to whatever y'all did different places. But I said that still don't beat the freaking motherland, Africa, child. I would still be upset with that. I said, yeah, we went in a lot of places, but you still didn't take me to Africa. I would have been rolling my eyes. I said, well, that ain't supposed to be an even petty moment, but I would still say something. I said, yeah, take me to Africa. That's cute and all these little places he's going to. And it seemed like he making an effort to do date nights and dating activities with his wife and going on trips because he was trying to change his image like he is the daughter husband. We see you, Marcel. So, but then again, Tisha could never stop talking about it because she said, "Oh yeah, we did this, and then we went to Florida, and we met Martha and Melanie there." I said, "Girl, for you to say that Melanie's your enemy, or you so bothered that Mel calling your enemy, you called you. Why you always got a conversation about her? Why you always bring her name in your mouth? If you feel that bothered, or you feel like you don't give a damn about Melanie until y'all if y'all had to be in the same room together, why do you have to talk about them? You could have said, "Oh yeah, I was in a trip in Florida. Mel and Martell was in Florida. He called my husband and we met them for a few minutes, and that's it. I don't give you no details of what we said or what we talked and everything. I said, oh yeah, we met during our passing our trip. We met Mel and Martell. Oh, it is what it is. He spent a little time. He didn't spend all that time. And that's it. Keep it simple. But she would say, oh, yeah, this, and I was happy to see this and this. I said, girl, you were just in the other episode had a visual reaction about him and Melanie name, and it was so disrespectful and all this was that. Martell did this, Marcel did this about you, and he didn't tell you or stuff like that. And you don't give a damn. And you said, oh, you move forward, and you don't do me hash things like that. I said, okay, if you move forward, then why if you have a conversation with Kimmy, then you have to give her all these details about what you did with Melanie Martell. Girl, you just couldn't help yourself. Because I was like, girl, why you were just like Wanda and you was upset. Now I'm saying you have happy to talk about it. I said, you can never stop talking about Mel. But yeah, you want us to believe that you moved on, we can't give a damn about the girl. That's what I want. So that's what Tisha asked Kimmy a question and Maurice. She said, Maurice, if somebody called your wife Kimmy an enemy, will you have a meeting and everything? I don't think they gave them that much attention, but Kimmy just said, I wish I would have had a heads up. But Kimmy did say Maurice, he said, I don't care if it was a female, I don't care if it was a male, friend, whatever that's that. If you meet with someone, let me know. Just let me know. That's it. I don't care. Just let me know. Or give me a heads up. And that's what it is. Just give a heads up. That's what Marsau said. So Kimmy asks, no, Tisha asks, listen, if you was going to cook and you know Mel was coming, why you didn't talk to her, Mel, in front of the group right here? And he said, you know what? You all right. You right. I got nothing to say. You was right. Because he didn't think about that. I said, maybe she didn't want to have a conversation with the front of the group anyway. If she knew the contents or what the contents was. Maybe it was good for a one-on-one setting. But then again, if you knew she was coming at that time, you could have killed two birds with one stone, cook for Kimmy and ask and tell Melanie the update of what happened. While you had your brother there. So he could co-sign what was said. And that would have been okay. And I would say, you know what, that was a good idea. I said, why you didn't wait to tell them at that time? But then again, I was like, maybe she wanted a one-on-one. So at the end of the day, you should have just gave Tisha a heads up. That's what it is. But that's why they all was talking and everything. And Martell came afterwards. And Kimmy asked, oh, so Tisha said, oh, I know you got a new boo, right? And Kimmy said, oh, how's he with Sheree? She just jumped right into it. I said, all right. Because, you know, at that time, it been on the internet about Sheree and Martell kind of linking up and doing some things together. So I said, well, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, we saw on the internet. So, but then when they asked him a question, Martell was tight-lipped about a lot of information. They said, why are you so tight-lipped? It's on the internet. I said, that is true. It is over the internet. But at the same time, I don't care if it is over the internet. I don't have to give you all the details either. Child, if you want to know the internet, go find it on the internet. Child, what you see on the internet, follow what they're telling you. At the end of the day, I don't even give you no information. Real cool. We chilling out. We made yin yang here and there. And that's what it is. But he was being tight-lipped about it. Then Melody came in, and Melody looked nice. She had all white. And Martell was middle of the day, wore all white, and he realized that that day they had their luncheon would have been their 14-year anniversary and all that stuff. And now he felt a little bit about it. He said, oh, I'm glad she just wore that. He said, Dad, I said, you missed that. Because that would have had something going on. So that's when Martell invited them all to his wine launch on there in Huntsville. And everybody's invited, and the ladies this time. And he asked if Melody was coming. Now, he said, you can be your +1. And he said, Melody, you can be your +1. And sure, I got to check my schedule. He said, that's next Thursday. You can check your schedule. And he's like, yeah, I got to check my schedule. I'll let you know. Thank you for the invite, and congratulations. I'm going to check my schedule. So, but she was like that because she was upset. Because apparently, Martell told his baby mama, you know, side piece close on, that about Mel's medical status. And he could have left it general, and he had to put the name on it. And now this girl has a lot of information about Melody. It's private information. Which I was saying, yeah, I probably understand why she was upset. So she said he back to his little ways. And I would say, yeah, at the end of the day, you don't discuss my medical information to anyone unless you don't discuss my medical history or status to anyone without getting my permission. And that's what it is. If I tell you something in confidence, that is on towards you to keep it. That if you go blab it to everybody else and let everybody else know about it, and like telling me, I would get upset with you. I would. Because I don't like that. At the end of the day, you let me know. It's not your right to tell everyone because you want to tell everyone no. Let me tell people how I want to tell people. And that's why I've been like Melody. So I understand what she's saying because at the end of the day, that's not her place. You could have told her that she was in contact with someone close, like Melody said, who had Panama, and called it a day. You had to give her no name and status, who was, all that stuff. You didn't do all that. This was time that Kimmy gave her diagnostic, and she said she got the big C. She got the breast C. And Martell and Mel both feel for her and everything. Melody was consoling her. She did cry a little bit. And then Martell came and hugged her and said it's all love. And she said, well, a positive thing, I thank you for reaching out to Melody and also give me a space and having the patience for me to allow them to conduct myself so I could be able to tell y'all. Because she wanted to have multiple tests done. She wanted to have the things so she could have all the information. If they do decide to ask her, they're in a better place to do that. And how Kimmy's in a better mindset right now, she could be able to do things and be able to tell them. Now she said some things she might have some days that she don't want to do anything, but the days that she does and is positive and she's in a mental state, then she like things like that. She liked the dinner. She liked this original six, how we usually come together and also she liked this. And we always been around and she always has a soft spot for the original six. So that's what she wanted to tell the rest of the group, who basically Martell and Melanie, because everybody else knew about it. And move forward. And it was the happy joyous moment, and they reminisced and said, "This how we all sat at the same table like 4 years ago." And that's when Mel decided to ask a question about gender roles and stuff like that. And they all got up and said, "Oh, let's go, let's get them to that." She said, wait, hold on, I got a question. It was so cute. But like I said, I like that moment. That's all I like to see in a reality TV show. I don't like to see all that drama and all that stuff. Yes, reality TV show got drama, but all the fighting and throwing things, all that stuff that making up lies and doing this. I said that's taking too much. Can we have grown adult people on reality TV show who can handle conflict in a better way? And we can still have petty drama or little drama to amp up the ratings, but we don't have to go too dark with it. Whatever. But this is Love Marriage Huntsville. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how y'all feel. If anything I missed or anything y'all wanted to share with me, put it down in the comment section down below. And stay tuned for my next video. I'm about to do Real Housewives of Potomac, and then also I had to do Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion reviews. All right, talk to you later. Peace out.